Awesome. So welcome on back to our Saturday practice. Um, Today is called full circle flow. So that's like, leaves a lot of room for interpretation. How we feel at the end versus at the beginning after we've moved our bodies, moved through the asana practice. So we're going to do a lot of vinyasa familiar stuff and get a nice stretch in. And I think you will enjoy today's practice. We will certainly be working hard, but also working smart. So let's get started. If you'd like to play music, I have several failed attempts playing it through the computer. So definitely play it on your own end if you would like. We're going to start on our backs for just a couple of moments. Find a shavasana. You can have the soles of your feet together, knees wide. You can just have your legs extended, whatever feels good. And then bring your hands to your body, perhaps one hand over your heart, one over your belly, so you can really feel into the expansion and contraction of your body as you breathe. Maybe your eyes come to close. Just begin to take in steady, calming breaths. Nothing is forced in your breathing. With each exhale, release tension. And slowly you sink into the present moment. Letting the breath clear away any cobwebs or stickiness. Refreshing you as you settle. Take a couple more moments just to arrive on the mat, on the ground. When you're ready, you can blink open your eyes, take in what's around you, and then just roll over onto one side as we transition into a child's pose. So take a child's pose of your choice. Knees can be open wide if you like, with toes touching, or they can be right underneath your hips to begin. And we're just going to settle. So find a flat back, open your heart, and then sink into your child's pose. Deep, steady breaths. Feel the hip creases and the shoulder blades. Head is nice and heavy. Inhale, tent up on your fingertips out in front. Find length in the spine. And exhale to just walk the fingers to one side with that length. And then exhale to melt down in. Really uniting the breath with that melting movement of the body. And then inhale brings you back up to those fingertips. And the exhale brings you through center. And at the end of that exhale, you sink back down on the other side. Getting a little bit of dimensionality to your body, playing with space on and off of your mat. On your next inhale, come on back to the center. Find length. Then exhale, press the hips up, square the knees under your hips. Inhale, right arm up. And exhale, thread the needle through. You can take any variation with the left hand. I like it out in front. You can lift it up or do a little bind as you reach behind your back towards your right thigh. Inhale, reach left arm high. Exhale, press it down as you lift your right arm from underneath. Stretch it up. Exhale, reset tabletop position. Make any little adjustments or little wiggles here. Next inhale brings your left arm up to the sky. Light it up all the way through those fingertips. And then exhale, wind underneath. Find your threaded needle on your left side. Any options with that top arm, the right arm. And then an inhale reaches the right arm to the sky. Exhale, plant it down. With that same exhale, unwind the left hand. And then plant it down, squaring everything. Excellent. Whew. Now we are going to move through a cat and cow, bringing a little more rotation into our body. So just taking kind of the classic, dropping the belly, inhaling, gaze, lift. Exhale, doming that spine, gaze towards your belly button, really feeling round and almost like stretched here. And then inhale, shoulder blades come together, belly drops, gaze lifts. Exhale, push it all the way. Create space from your belly button to the floor. One more inhale, drop into that cow. Exhale, press away, cat pose. Let your head be heavy. If there's any tension in your neck, shake it out very gently. And then we can walk the knees back just a little bit to create a little more space between our knees and our wrists. And we're going to bring in a couple little circles. And as you get familiar, reintroduce the cat-cow shape. So cow on the bottom, really let it go. Gentle pulling in with the abs so we don't collapse into the lower spine. And then really activating the abdomen to move through the cat pose at the top. Circle, wrist, wrist, right, left, left, right, right hip, left hip. Take one more circle with those hips and then take it to the other side. Remembering to breathe fully. Inhale on the cow. Exhale on the cat, or whatever feels right in your body. Ooh, take one more circle. And we'll come on back to a tabletop, still with the knees slightly further behind. And we're going to just melt on down to the floor. Open the legs a little wider, tops of the feet on the ground. Fingertips to the outer edges of your mat, forehead down. Inhale, press up. Maybe your elbows are bent. Maybe you're working towards straightening, wherever feels good. Exhale, melt down. Inhale, press up. Again, thinking of that cat-cow shape. Can you bring a wave into your body as you contract the lower belly? Feel the wave move up your spine. And then exhale, it really crests and you move forward. Find your own rhythm, signaled by your breath. And last one, deepest breath. Exhale. We're going to plant the palms, bring the legs closer together, and just press on up. I'm going to send my heels, my hips back towards my heels, but if that's uncomfortable, you can sit off. We are just going to roll the shoulders back, drop the nose down, bring your right ear to right shoulder, gaze up, deep breath, exhale, left ear to left shoulder, exhale, nose down. One more, that same direction, nice full but relaxed circle of the neck. Extra careful not to hold tension as the gaze is up. Pausing anywhere that you need a little bit extra. Reverse the circle. I feel like I will never underestimate a good neck roll ever again, like a good neck stretch. The days of like, that's too simple, or like, I don't need that, those are far behind me. Like, yes. Excellent. Take whatever additional movements you need. We are going to come back to our tabletop as we prepare to flow. Flow on by. Yeah. That's not very yoga gentle of me. Try that again. There we go. I'm like really trying with these bright colors. So I feel like I'm just like a chameleon. Every time you see me, I'm like, although I guess I'm doing the opposite of a chameleon. One, I don't know if I'm thinking of a chameleon or if I'm thinking of a different lizard. Two, I'm I'm not blending in with my background, so I'm doing the opposite. Either way, my colors are they're present. We're gonna come into our tabletop position. Walk the hands forward a smidge, tuck the toes, feel into that toe stretch for a second, really feel where we begin. And when you are ready, send the hips back and up nice and slowly. You can keep a bend in the knees as we walk out the feet. Moving into our first downward dog of practice. Well done. Take a deep breath. And then make any movements you need here to ultimately let you settle more deeply. So if you want to come to your toes or bend the knees a lot, pedal out the feet. And then eventually we come to stillness. And though we are still, we are not stiff. Deep breath in. Exhale, gaze towards knees, plant through the knuckles of your hands. One more breath in. Exhale, look forward, bend those knees, and just walk on the balls of your feet until you get to the top of the mat. Then you can lower the heels down. Let there be a nice bend as you kind of tilt your butt cheeks higher to the ceiling. Like you almost want to shine the tailbone a little higher with a nice bent knee. Here, an option, I like to interlace my fingers and just let the elbows hang off the sides of my body or resting on the back. And then I like to rock. But another option is to reach for opposite elbows, let the head hang in that little basket in between. And just find your breath here. Opening into our back leg muscles. Kind of reversing some blood flow here. I definitely have some bulging veins in my forehead. One more breath. Exhale, release the hands nice and heavy, like you're made of goo. Rooting through the feet. Dipping the tailbone in slightly as we roll on up, up, up to the top, top, top. Roll back the shoulders, taking that breath that feels so good at the top. Inhale, arms come up to this tall standing mountain. Exhale, hands come past your heart. And then open palms facing forward at your side. Deep breath in. Empty out fully. Next, inhale. Reach those arms out and up. Exhale, soaring down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Squeezing those shoulder blades towards each other. Exhale, forward fold. When you're ready, plant your hands, step one foot back, and then the other. Allow those knees to drop and just feel the belly button pulling towards the spine. So you gently shift the upper body between those elbows. Neck is not giving up, it's an extension of your spine. And then just bend those elbows kind of tucked in close to your rib cage, leading with that heart. Ugh, love it. And then you kind of press it through. Squeeze the butt cheeks, squeeze the abdomen as you come into a bent arm cobra, which is building a lot of muscles, or straight arm upward dog. And then tucking those toes. Again, squeezing through the belly button to move the spine and hips back. And come into our downward dog. Whew. We're going to take that now with some warriors and a little faster. So by faster, I just mean it's going to be more or less one breath per movement. So just know that you can control the pace by being aware of your breath. One more deep inhale here. Exhale, gaze forward, walking those feet towards your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees, tuck that tailbone, roll on up, arms up. Exhale, hands come to heart, shoulders down. Excellent, good work, everybody. Bend your knees, reach your arms up, reach towards the sky. Feel that stretch, and then exhale as we let it go, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let it go, bend those knees. Inhale to plant the hands, step the feet back. It's like a multiple movement for one breath. And then next, you can drop the knees or keep them up. Same structure, move through your chaturanga, leading with that heart. Untuck the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel lifts. Couch. Exhale, knee towards nose, cheetah. Ow. I just imagine like a bird, not a bird, a really ferocious cat, like springing after its prey. You could be that way too. I know some of you have cats. Step it between. Excellent job. We're going to rotate out the back leg so it's on a 45-degree angle to the left side. Inhale, reach your arms up, warrior one. Feel into the back foot. Make any adjustments so you feel comfortable with it being flat. Gaze is lifted. Heart is shining right. Exhale, plant the hands. Square the hips so you're in this lunge. Step front, leg back. Move through your chaturanga. Woo. Exhale, tuck and lift. Take 2 or 3 rounds of breath, allowing your downward dog to be a reset, to mark the beginning and ending of a new sequence in our practice. Inhale, left heel lifts, keeping the hips square. Exhale, lunge it forward. Shoulders over elbows, cheetah pose. Imagine like you are literally just springing forward as fast as a cheetah. You're in the Olympics. Step it through. Well done. Rotate out the back foot on a 45-degree angle to the upper right corner. Inhale, warrior one. On the exhale, lower the shoulders, open the heart. Feel through the back leg. On your next exhale, send the hands down. Rotate the back foot so you're in this lunge position. And step it back, chaturanga. So if you want to take a deep breath to shift forward, the exhale is synchronized with your lowering. And then the inhale syncs with this uplifted upward dog. And let's just take it back into a child's. 2 or 3 rounds of breath. Take this time to listen to your breathing and to feel that it really is something that isn't out of your control. It's just a part of you. So find a steadiness. Get into a rhythm of breathing that feels comfortable and appropriate. And on the next inhale, we lift through our hands and knees, child's pose. Tuck our toes, lift those hips. Deep breath. At the end of the next inhale, we're going to shift to our forearms, if you like. Come into a dolphin. One time I was in Guatemala and I went to this gym there called Delfines and I was like, what a weird name. And now I'm like, oh, that's obviously dolphins. Like, the gym was named Dolphins. And I was like, oh, Delfines. Like, how very cool. One more breath here, lifting that tailbone a little higher. And on an exhale, walk those palms back out. Downward facing dog. Gaze forward. You can come to your toes if you like and frog jump forward or just walk or bear step. I'm going to attempt the jump. Inhale. Halfway lift. Feel the length. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend those knees, tuck the tailbone. Come on up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breather. Integrate all the things. Feel yourself standing strong. Then we're going to bring our feet to touching. As long as the big toes are touching and the heels aren't super far apart, you're good. But if your toes and heels don't completely touch, that's fine. Roll back the shoulders. Moving into our longer flow sequence. You're going to bend your knees. Reach those arms out in front of you as you sit back on a chair, or a fake chair, on that wonderful fake chair, so supportive. Lift those thumbs higher if you want, that's comfortable. And a gentle tuck of the tailbone. You don't have to force it and really contract your belly, but just bringing the tail more in line with the spine. Gaze down, make sure you can see your toes. Maybe you can even lift them to make sure that you're not putting all your weight on the toes. Deep breath. One more inhale and exhale. The exhale, you'll come to straighten and begin to fold. Here, bend your knees so much that your hands may come to the mat or to the blocks. We're going to send our weight into our left leg as we lift the right, straighten up through the standing leg. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but just begin to lift a little. Exhale, cross right knee behind left knee, squat. Inhale, straighten and extend. Exhale, twist and squat. Two more. Keep that foot flex, toes pointing to the ground. And again, your left leg doesn't have to ever come fully straight. You can always keep a bend in it. And at the last one, extend. Bend that supporting leg, plant the hands, step the right leg back, step the left leg back, move through an optional chaturanga. Otherwise, just hang out in your plank. Move into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're going to lift the right heel into the sky. Turn it out so you can kick right heel towards left butt cheek. And really press into the left shoulder so we don't kind of cave into it. Really resist that caving. If you want to continue where the heel wants to go, you can let that the right foot drop towards the ground behind you. Woo! And just let your body spiral with it. Reach the right arm up or back. Wild thing. Hips lifting. Now, if you are in this wild thing, I'd appreciate it if you lowered your hips towards the ground. You can even take a breather by dropping them completely. We're going to spring back up into a one-legged plank. So you're coming down to get a little momentum. Spring back up. Hey. You want to try moving through our three-legged chaturanga. So still shifting forward. All right. And when you come to the upward or your cobra, let it come back down. Oh, well done. Well done. Take a deep breath here, reset. One more full breath. Empty on the exhale. Next inhale, you're going to lift the right leg. You step it through. Through the hands. We've been here before. Turn out the left leg. You're going to inhale, warrior one. We're going to take a little bit of a bowing sequence. So inhale, long. Feel the heart opening towards the front, squaring the hips. Exhale, send the arms behind you. Gaze over the second toe. Then inhale, I'm going to cross my wrists and just sort of open like a blossom. Just come back up. Exhale, keep the opening. Arms like wings, forward fold or bow. Inhale, cross and lift. Like you're making these circles. Exhale down. Inhale, cross the wrists. Open like a blossom. Exhale, down. Wonderful. And then finish strong, traditional arms, warrior one. Exhale. You are going to reach the right hand down towards the back leg. If it doesn't reach, just bring it to your hips. It doesn't have to reach. Inhale, begin to twist to the right side. So gaze is to the right or over the right shoulder. Get a little twist. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, shift to your warrior two. So you might have to open the legs a little. You can bring the hips, hands down. Every single time. Alexa, turn off. You are a menace. And you're going to point the right toes to the right side. Left toes pointing out. Lift the torso so you have a very like north-south axis of your spine. Of course, my spine is like my forehead in my world. Inhale. Strong arms, gaze over right fingers. Maybe you want to sink a little lower and pull the legs muscles towards each other. One breath in. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Before we extend, we're going to rotate the back knee. So we come into a high lunge. Hands come to prayer. Let the back knee drop. Twist to the right side. I'm connecting elbow to outer right leg. Twist. Take a couple breaths here in this revolved shape. Inhale. Come on back. Find your warrior two. Exhale, reverse again. Humble warrior. Inhale, warrior two. And now we're going to come into side angle. So arm can come to forearm can come to thigh of the right leg. If you want, you can slide it down inside or outside of the leg. Here, if you have a block handy, excellent. You can use the floor as well. We're going to move into our half moon. So from here, bringing the top arm to your hip, you're going to just walk the back leg in a little closer to the front. Don't want to hit the wall. And then you just experiment by lifting the back leg slightly off the ground. Front arm, a couple inches in front of your front leg. Right arm down, left leg up. I'm just going to recenter so you can see me a little better. And then you just play with balance. So if you need to move your hand, if you need to move the leg, just find a place of balance. And when you get, into a place where you feel stable, try to open the left side of your body out towards the wall in front of you, or maybe up towards the sky. Perhaps left hand lifts up. Left toes are pointing out. They're not down. One more breath here. Exhale, bend through that front leg. Step the left leg back. Come back in to our warrior two. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Reverse your triangle. Inhale, warrior two. Windmill the arms down to frame the front leg. You have done it. Well done. Square the hips. Step it back. Chaturanga. We are in no rush to get to our downward. So if you'd like to take a child's pose or anything else, take it now. And then we will slowly move on back to our downward facing dog. Gaze towards knees or belly button. Shoulder blades still pressing down the spine, so they're not getting stuck at our cheeks or our ears. One more breath. Exhale, gaze forward. Lift the heels and hop or walk the feet towards the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend those knees, tuck the tailbone, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Reach those arms up to the sky. Literally a sun salutation. Feel the sunshine on your face. Exhale, hands come to prayer. Take a little rest. Alexa, turn off. Marcelo, can you deactivate Alexa like forever? Okay, Alexa, stop. Still lit up though, so I know she's still listening. So feet together. Roll back the shoulders. Find your stability. Feel your feet really grounding into the earth. One breath in. Exhale, we're gonna send the hips back. Reach those arms down and out. Thumbs and the fingers extended. Gentle tuck of that tailbone. And then you can reach the thumbs as high or low as you like. Gaze down to just check that you can still see your toes. And then lift the gaze to be in line with the energy of your heart and hands. 2 more full breaths. Intense pose. And then on an exhale, we come up and fold. Folding so much that we bend our knees, plant the hands on blocks or on the floor. Bringing your weight into the right foot. Inhale, extending left heel. Exhale, crossing left knee behind right knee. Squat down. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squat. So you're kind of moving through a warrior 3 variation. Take 2 more. Connecting breath with movement. And on your last one, extend. Lower the back toes down. Plant the hands. Step front leg back. You can stay in a plank. Lower your knees or move through a chaturanga. Come back into your downward facing dog. I'm just going to move off my mat so I don't kick the window. We're going to inhale our left heel up. Turn out the toes and let the left heel drop towards right butt cheek, pressing into the right shoulder to kind of counteract the collapsible momentum. And if you want to continue letting that foot fall, your left heel leaves the ground, you just catch yourself. Wild thing. Lift those hips high in the sky. Reach the arm wherever you want. You can even play with location. And we're going to lower the hips a little. Get ready to spring back up into a 3-legged dog. Left leg is up. And then chaturanga. This is a lot of work. So if you're like, I feel like my body's working very hard. Excellent. Move into your downward. I'm going to turn around so I'm not facing the back wall. Take 2 more cycles of breath. Really reset here. Let yourself relax. If you need a child's pose, we are going to work, but this part is not the work. So find a place that's restful so that you can really start building your reservoir of energy to move through the flow. Excellent. We're going to inhale, left heel up. Excellent. Shift momentarily through that cheetah and step it through 1 or several steps. We're going to turn out the back leg for preparation for warrior 1. Inhale, come wherever you like into your warrior 1. Left toes pointing forward, hips square, right foot 45-degree angle to the upper right corner. Fine length. Exhale, we're going to wing our arms behind as we gently tilt forward with our bodies. Inhale, cross wrists, circle them up, deep breath in. Exhale, wing them back, gentle tip forward, cross wrists, come on back. 2 more. Find a sense of fluidity here. And then whenever you feel you've done enough, just come into your strong arms up, warrior 1. Then exhale, turn out the back toes, maybe walk them back a little bit, warrior 2. Hands come to hips, take a little break with those arms, ensuring that the front foot bisects the back foot. Knee doesn't really exceed the ankle and it's pointing over the second toe. And then north-south axis of the spine. Inhale, arms up, gaze over left fingers. Take this posture wherever you want. How deep or how isometrically pulled you want. I sometimes like to lift my fingertips higher. I don't know why. You're gonna inhale and then exhale to bring yourself into a reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale. We are going to revolve. So we're going to Lift the back toes, come into a high lunge. Let that knee drop, hands come to heart, twisting from the lower belly, connecting left elbow to outer right elbow to outer left leg, right arm, left leg. Gaze can be up or out. Couple breaths here. And just prepare yourself for coming back into your warrior two. Deep inhale. The end of that inhale, plant the back heel, turn out the back toes, warrior two. Next exhale, reverse it again. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. You can stay here. You can slide it down if you have a block. Slide it right on down to the block. And a block is nice because we're going to move into our half moon. So top hand comes to hips. You're going to bend the back leg and just bring it in a little closer to the front leg. So your stance is a little more compact. And then just begin to transfer the weight to the front leg and front arm. Making any adjustments so that you feel stable. Then perhaps we spring off the back foot so much that we find a little balance. Right toes pointing out as we lift the right arm. For more stability, look down at the floor. Keeping that right shoulder opening to the sky, no matter where your hand or leg is. 2 more breaths. Play as long as you want. We're going to gently guide the back leg back down. Warrior two. Whew. Whew. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, reverse your triangle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, windmill down the hands to frame the front foot. Square the hips. Step it back. Move through a chaturanga. And then exhale, come into downward facing dog. And here is an optional playtime. I did this in one of my yoga classes at Homegrown, and I enjoyed it. You're just gonna bring your feet together, bend your knees, and jump up. And just get used to that little feeling, that little spring. And if you like, you can jump to the right side of the mat, jump to the left side of your mat. It's a lot of work. And you can play with kind of hitting your heels to your butt. For some people, this is nice for handstand strengthening. And in general, it's just like great strengthening practice. So take as many as you want. I'm not going to count you off or anything. And when you're done, come into a child's pose. Nice and slow. You want to be kind of cool, calm, and collected the whole time. Return to your breath. Return to yourself. All that like bouncing energy, bring it back into you. When you feel your breath returning to that calm, steady rhythm that you established at the beginning of practice, then you know we can move on. So take your time to get there, to return back to that breath, that rhythmic, steady breath. And then slowly we will shift into tabletop. Walk those hands forward. Tuck the toes. Lift up, planting through all 10 knuckles of your palms. And then on an exhale, walk the hands towards the feet. Take a little forward fold. From here, I'm going to turn to face you so you can see. You're just going to turn out the toes slightly, bend the knees, and roll on up. Whew. I'm going to move through a little bit of a goddess stretch. So keeping your knees turned out, you can face me if you'd like. Keeping your toes turned out. You may have to widen your stance a little bit. You're not completely turned out, they're just on a nice angle. Bend your knees, reach your arms up, extend through those fingers. Gender neutral deity pose. Next, I like to actually rain my fingers down, so I'm literally wiggling my fingers, keeping my back long, coming into a little frog squat. And then we're gonna forward fold, keep your knees bent, hands reach towards blocks or the floor. And then from here, straighten your knees or work towards straightening, let your neck hang. Grip through the feet, roll up one vertebrae at a time. So it's like a little forward fold, squat, stretch. Bend, reach your arms up. Rain the fingers down as you bend. Keep the back long. Deliberately fold, kind of tilting the hips. Straight, move towards straightening and let that straightening energy bring you all the way back to standing one vertebrae at a time. And then find a flow. Whew. Exhale, brings you down. Inhale, straighten and rise. Take two more. See if you can take it a little bit deeper each time, even in your mind, just sinking in, or even in your breath, being more deliberate about where you feel your breath. The last one, we come to standing almost like a tall mountain. Exhale, just lower the hands, toe, heel, the feet together. And we're just gonna transfer our weight to one foot. The other leg is just gonna cross behind. Oh. Bring our booties down to the floor. You want some water here? Take a little break. Excellent, but keep the flow in your mind. Wonderful. So from here, you're gonna come into a tabletop position and then just lift your body off the ground. So you're in this high kneeling position, not hips back, but hips lifted. From here, we're going to step our right foot forward, low lunge. Hands, you can bring them to prayer if you'd like. And we are going to just fold on the inside of that right leg. So hands connected, inside right leg. And then plant the hands down on the ground. And then just work on squeegeeing out the front leg, maybe gently pushing out the back leg until you come into this low lizard. Almost feels like a split prep because you're kind of extending both legs, but using the support in your hands to really hold you up. Don't collapse into those hips and make them kind of bear weight. The weight bearing is in the arms. That way you can free up the legs a little bit more. So it's like a low lizard split. It's okay if your toes come out beyond your knee. If you have a full split, go for it. But I like this prep because you always have the option to squeeze your hips towards each other. So you're not just collapsing into the earth. Take a moment. It's weird, it's awkward. For many. Allow yourself to bring breath here. Bring breath to the hamstrings. If you want to play around with levels, use a block. Into your forearms. Oh gosh. That hip. And this is beginning our wind down. So if you find that your heart is racing, your breath is, a mile a minute, back it up. This is where we work on releasing tension and settling in. A gentle squeeze of the inner thighs towards each other to keep everything active. And on the exhale, place the hands on the ground. And then kind of shift your hips to the back leg so you can slide the front leg in. Use the back toes to support the crawling forward of that back knee. It's a lot of these little teeny steps. Just make sure we're aligned. We come out the way we came in. Let's send it back if it's comfortable for you. Send the hips back towards your heels. And even I like to do this. I like to plant my fingertips on the ground and gently put my booty on the right side and on the left side. Just like a little I feel like I'm oiling the joints here. They're like a little creaky, but lubricating the joints. We're gonna go on the other side. So I'm gonna just turn around. So begin to lift your booty off the heels. Step the left leg forward, knees at a more or less right angle. Hands come to heart, so that way you can bring your whole body to the inner edge of the left leg. It's actually a nice hip opener too if you want to just hang out here. And then we plant the hands down. And we find either our low lunge or our extended low lunge split prep by walking the left toes a little forward, little crawling of the toes, toe, heel, back foot. You lift the toes, send the knee back, tuck the toes, send the knee back. And you just kind of go back and forth. Watch that we don't open up into this like middle split. You still want to drive that right hip forward, left hip a little back so it's still square. And find a place that works for you. It's very common for the two sides to feel very different. Like this side, it's usually my better side, doesn't feel better today. Take it wherever you want. Being mindful of how hard you are working here. It's true we're not totally collapsed. There's still this squeezing together of thighs. But you're also not trying to like climb Mount Everest in here. We're beginning to settle. Taking deep breaths, slower movement, finding our edge, and then maybe we peer over our edge for a split second. Maybe we back off from our edge. Two more cycles of breath. Knowing it's two more breaths, find a place that you can still sustain. And then carefully we plant the hands, lift the body. We send the hips back a little bit by putting the weight in our hands. Send the hips back so you can kind of pull the front leg in. And then the back toes tuck, push the knee forward. Tuck, push. You're kind of like walking forward, like a character from Toy Story or something. And then lift the body, untuck the back toes, send it back. Take whatever, like if you want to take a little camel, you want to take a couple of just like wiggles. If you want to do the little hip bounces we did before, feel free. Just take something that feels a little bit counter to that, kind of returns you back to neutral. I'm doing these like little cat and cows with my lower spine. Excellent. Now we're just going to come into a little balance, a little toe balance. So from here, I'm going to tuck my toes, lift my knees, and just find balance. I'm just on the balls of my feet, knees are together. You want to bring one hand in, find your gaze, focus on something like you're spotting something, focus on that. Maybe you find the inner quiet with the other hand. And then you just make adjustments. Roll back the shoulders, gentle tuck of the tailbone. All of the stuff we bring to almost every posture, you bring to your balance. You fall out. You also bring your patience to this posture. And then on an exhale, we're going to open the knees just a little if it's comfortable. Please be gentle if knees are not a thing that you want to work. Just find an alternate position. You're going to open the knees like a frog and have your hands in between. You can just gently plant the palms on the ground if you like, almost like a low crow pose. And gently practice rocking into your hands. So weight of your body on the balls of your feet, and then weight of your body in the hands. Gaze is on the floor just ahead of you. Just practicing what it's like to feel stable in the upper body as the knees press into the arms, as weight goes into palms. Take it slowly. And this is one way to prep for like a little low crow. If crow is in your practice, you can take it now. Just kind of feeling the weight of the body in the hands, bend in the elbows, feeling elbows connect with legs, legs, elbows. Traditional crow, you're a little higher. You get those knees really up and then you can really bend the elbows. This is just playing. We're just taking everything in mini. Maybe you can begin to feel a little weightless in the balls of your feet. If you do fall forward, just tuck your chin and roll on out. Just rocking. Take another breath. One more breath of like kind of just playing here. And then we're going to come on back to that balance. So bring those knees on the inside of the arms. The adjustments. If your knees are feeling cranky, just fall out of it. We take one more balance just to seal it up. Exhale, plant the hands, send the hips over gracefully. Relieve those feet and shake them out in front of you. And I like to now bend my knees and just let them drop like a windshield wiper, one side and then the other. From here, we're going to extend the legs nice and wide. So as wide as your mat or wider. Inhale, find a tall back. Feel the lower back pressing in. Exhale to sustain this. One more inhale. And then exhale, reach those arms towards the legs. Arms over legs. They land wherever they land. Even if your back is rounded, you still are aware of the front body trying to shine out. Maybe you reach ankles. And then when you've reached a nice place of stretch, just give into it. Let it go. Find a place you can sustain, even if that's like very much up here. You start where you're at. We all, I've said this before, that we all reach for these ideals, but the ideal isn't even real. It's just like what we want to be real. So you stick with what is real. Go in the direction of the ideal, and then you just check in with yourself. What is my reality today? What is my reality? Am I moving towards this ideal? Cool. Am I not? Cool. I'm going to deal with what I have today. It's another Jeff Warren lesson. Swear you can in my house telling me wise quotes all day long. Take one more breath. Maybe we send our shoulders back, heart open, and exhale. Fold a little deeper, and then just roll on up. We're going to bring the soles of the feet to the ground, and roll on back. Maybe we grab the outer edges of our shins and just rock and roll forward and back. Sometimes rock and roll is actually really challenging, so if you're struggling to rock and roll, you are not alone. It's just like a weird momentum, kind of tucking everything in. And if you'd like, you can bring that rock and roll sideways. Just gentle rock side to side. We did a lot of pulling in. We did a lot of isometric pulling of our legs today. The idea of pulling the inner thighs together in all of those warriors, squaring the hips. So now we're going to allow ourselves to sink really into an open position. So we're going to come into a happy baby, or whatever ending posture you like. Truly, this is your practice. I like to reach for my outer feet. I like to sort of gently guide my tailbone towards the ground. It doesn't always get there, but just that activation of the lower body. And then we gently use the pressure of our hands on our feet to guide the knees towards our armpits. Gaze is up. And we're not really forcing or anything. We're just letting our hands work in tandem with gravity. Elbows out. Some people like to rock side to side here. Maybe with the side to side rocking, you bend into one leg and sort of extend a little into the other, just bringing a little bit of movement into your happy baby. No forcing, no bracing against anything. Just like a very open position, knowing that you're safe in this practice in your home. Just fully be open, heart to the sky. One more breath. Find whatever you'd like here. Take it wherever you need. And on the exhale, bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Gently let the ankles come to the ground. You can keep this diamond shape in your legs for your shavasana, or you can extend the legs long. Find any rest that feels good. Bringing to mind that paradox we talked about on Thursday of craving stillness, moments for reflection, and just that pause from the general chaos. And when it comes, we often don't know what to do or we miss it, and then we're confronted with feelings of frustration and angst. So, here, I invite you to take a breath, exhale into the present moment, and do exactly nothing. If you're not sure, if you're agitated, if you're calm, it's all good. It's you are saying yes to everything in this experience, comfortable or uncomfortable. And in saying yes, you are using that present moment. You are dropping in. And by saying yes, we really confront everything that's there. And then maybe some things can lose their potency because the struggle is over. The resistance is reduced. It's just all there. You're smooth. You're breathing. You feel that expansion of the belly with the breath and the dropping towards your spine on the exhale. Perhaps the eyes come to close. You allow yourself these precious moments. Relax the neck, relax the shoulders. Relax the eyebrows, the jaw. That be let go a little more. The breath is fluid. A couple moments just as you are. On this exhale, can we surrender entirely to the ground? Just ooze, just lay there, supported fully from below. Next inhale, we take one together as a community. Exhale, take a nice stretch. Eyes can still be closed. Next, exhale, roll over onto your favorite side, gently hugging in those knees towards your heart. Bottom arm can be a pillow, creating a little basket of heat around your heart and your belly. Next, exhale, using your strong arms, press on up to a comfortable and easy seated position. Let your eyes come back to close if you open them in that process, in that transition. Left hand comes to heart, right hand to the earth. This is a tribute to the way my teacher Jamie closes her class. Inhale deeply. We exhale fully. With our right fingertips, some gratitude to the ground, the earth, the planet, the environment that sustains us and nourishes us. Bringing that right hand over our left hand, we extend that same level of gratitude and appreciation to ourselves. Bring your hands to prayer position in front of your heart. Deep breath in. Exhale, thumbs to forehead. Final breath in. Exhale, bow forward. Open the eyes. Here I offer you namaste and my sincerest gratitude for all that you bring to these moments together. Thank you so, so much. Hope to see you Thursday. I may be canceling next Saturday. I know Saturdays have been bonkers the last couple weeks, but don't worry, they're continuing. We just may have to cancel this next one. But I will let you all know in the newsletter, so keep an eye on that. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye.